Hello and welcome to this week's Tuesday Intuition. Intuition Tuesday. Well, we could call it Tutorial Tuesday too. We'll just see where it goes. I've got a few ideas. So hello, this is Mary, the psychic shaman, and we are going to talk about a little bit of everything today. Well, not everything. Just a bit of a few things we're going to throw in here and there that have come across my mind. And I have been thinking a lot lately with this pandemic that, especially for the spiritual people, spiritual workers, light workers, whatever you want to call us, that a lot of times we're getting overwhelmed. I know for myself, there's definitely been times where the energy is so overwhelming that, trying to reach out and support so many people that it is causing me to plummet. And, the thing with that is that shouldn't happen. So there are a few things that everyone should be cognizant of and remember, even those that are just if you're just starting on your spiritual path, these are amazing things that you should be doing too. So we're going to go kind of back to the basics and remind you of a few things. So when you are, the first and biggest thing that, I want to stress, and, I've kind of been one that I'm not all about protection. I'm not like, oh, you need to put all these walls up and protect yourself. You should be fine as long as you are standing in your own power. You're sober in yourself. Then you don't need all these walls and these protections. Yes and no. There's a few things, a few guidelines that will help you out. And like I said, this is for the seasoned practitioner, and this is for someone just starting out too. Really helps to make sure it's the PPE of your spiritual health, personal protective equipment of your spiritual health, and it's essential. Essential to keep you healthy is to make sure that you are doing some of these things. I talked on some other videos about this here and there. One of the main things when I do any spiritual work, especially if I'm working with clients and doing any healings, hematite. Hematite works pretty amazing, especially, and I usually put it on both wrists. I'll have a hematite bracelet on both. This I have that I've tuned in to not allow anything heavy or negative to come into me. But you have to be aware of that too, because you want to still be able to feel, right? You want to still be able to do your energy work and not lose that, but still not take on anything, because we're leaky, right? And especially if you are not at 100% yourself, you have open areas, and that leakiness from someone else, of their hucha or their heaviness or, energy that is bringing them down can easily travel and go into you too. So as much as we love our leaky happiness, that we spread out to everyone, we can also do the same with our negativity, our depression, our any of those not as comfortable feelings. And we don't want to take on everyone else. And being an empath, as most of us are, it is very easy to do so. It's just a matter of learning that you don't have to do it on your own. And that is one huge thing too, is you don't have to, you're not doing this all on your own. You're not the one that's actually doing the healing on people. You're not the one that's actually getting the messages from the dearly departed most of the time, or from, the universe, source, God, whomever you may say that is. Most of the time, you're getting this information from your guides, from your spiritual helpers, your spirit allies. And that is something to really remember. You have their support, and that is so vital to your spiritual health. Is, don't do it all yourself. You can't take it on. You're not Jesus or, someone like that. You need the help. Yes, we're all special, but you're not that special. You need help. You can't do it all on your own. And if you try to, you're going to crash and plummet, because that is not how we are built. That is not what we're here for. We're here to be conduits. We're here to be the light workers, but we're just a conduit, basically. We are getting all of the information. We're standing here and reaching out and saying, okay, so this guy, this spiritual ally, this helper, hey, I could be calling on, a mountain spirit even, or, the Odorongo I use all the time, and say, okay, you go here and get this information. You go here. We got to figure out what's going on. And they come back. That's their job, is to come back and inform you of what's going on. And from there, that's where you have the power. That is where you decide what you're going to do, how you're going to help either yourself, a client, a friend, the land, the universe, what have you. Is you're getting all the info. You don't go out and gain all the information. You're getting that from your guides. And then you're taking that information and you're deciding what to do with it. Don't forget that. So often, spiritual workers forget that they can't do it all. You will crash and plummet and burn. And it's not any fun to crawl back out of the ashes. And ego can get in the way when you do this too. You are not the savior. If you become the savior, you're in that triangle of disempowerment. And that's just as bad as the victim mentality. You are not the savior. So remember that. You are helping. You are facilitating people to learn things themselves, to heal themselves. You are gaining the spiritual help. You are the beacon of being able to gain all the information and do something with it. So that's a big one. And that may have been a little in your face, sorry. So now we'll go a little bit on to protection. So yes, I believe that the majority of the time when you're just on that, you don't need to put up a wall, you don't need to put up protection, build a bubble and all that stuff. You just do you. You stand in your power. And I know that that term is so overused, but I don't know how else to say it. Stand in your sovereignty, be you, be 100% you and 100% confident. When you're that way, it's like you repel all the negativity. You repel because you were like, damn it, this is me. I'm glorious. Not the ego type of glorious like that, but just the ever loving, leading with love. Everything's, feels amazing. And you do, when you're like that, everything repels off you. You don't have the leaky spot here that can take in, someone else's negativity or hurt or pain. And that is beautiful, but you can't continue to be like that 100% of the time. You can't. There's just no way. Our bodies aren't allowed to do that. We have to have our downtimes too. And so in that matter, those are the times that you should do some protection. Or if you're journeying, if you are doing shadow work or other things, I suggest, I always open sacred space and I do the breathing exercise that I've taught you guys. If you don't know it, go and look it up. Or the 8th chakra, taking and pulling that around you. That's your little bubble. That will help you. That's a very minimal protection, but it does help. The other thing that you need to remember, especially now, is it's very chaotic, the energy. Now, like I've said before in some other videos, I absolutely am so just blissful a lot of the time during, this pandemic, is the love is out there. Everyone is just, with the spiritual community, is just out there reaching out, and I feel the love and connection, and it's beautiful. And then I feel chaos. And then I feel the scared, the down, the what am I doing? The, pick at your hair, sit and stare in the fridge for 5 minutes because you don't know what the frick you're doing. There's that too. And we cycle through it, right? We all cycle. You can, I'm not saying we're all bipolar, but we do all cycle, right? Our emotions, we all cycle. And we can't always stand in our power and be these beautiful, sovereign, badass witches, bitches, whatever you want to say. We just can't be that way 100% of the time. Not feasible. We have to have our cycles. And those are the times when you need to make sure to get your butt outside. I don't care if it's snowing. Get outside. I'm not saying you have to take your shoes off when it's frozen and snowing out. Get outside though. Go hug a tree. Take a walk. Stare up at the night sky. Connect in. You need to ground. Grounding is such a big thing. Think about times where you've been depressed, and you can't say you've never been depressed. Everyone has. There's just different levels of it, right? And say someone actually got you, or you got yourself out of bed or off the couch and you went and took a walk in the woods. How amazing did you feel compared to where you were when you were stuck in bed or on the couch? Or here's another example. I'll use my daughter. She was having a partial emotional breakdown. Now she's preteen, almost teen, so that makes sense, right? And I felt really horrible, but I said, okay, you wanted to go and make some money, go outside and go do spring cleanup. Not the fun type either. And I felt really bad that I was like, no, you do it, go do it. Because she was she wasn't able to control herself. And she did. She spent an hour getting herself calmed down while doing something productive. And she was outside. And she came in a happy girl. And it was like nothing happened. That is the effect of grounding. That is the effect of being out in nature. So do that. If you can't go outside, that's okay too. There are so many different things we can do. There's, look in, if you're in the Facebook group, there is, in the file section, there's a file on grounding techniques. We can sit here, like I can do it right here. I'm inside, put my feet on the floor, and that's pretty essential, is have your feet planted on the floor or ground. And just there's different ways to do this, but I always like focusing and putting, taking my root from my tailbone and going all the way down, or if you're standing, go down through your feet and you're a root, like a tree root, and go all the way down into Mother Earth as deep as you want. I mean, you can go down to the core and tap into the core and connect in, and then wrap it right back up. And you can go up to the universal light, and pull that, beautiful light down and go right through here. You're going right through your crown chakra, down all your chakras. And it's like a circle, okay? And what that is doing is, it's doing more than just grounding. This is kind of a balancing act where you are pulling in both energies of Mother Earth and of the universe, and you're cycling it through. It's kind of like a washout. And that helps. But it also, if you're really off, just at least ground, Imagine that. You don't have to be a tree trunk, a tree root. You can be a metal pole, a beautiful light. You can be a string. You can be a rope. You can be whatever you want. Take that from either your tailbone or down through your legs if you're standing, right down into Mother Earth. Feel it, imagine it, envision it, and pull that energy up. You can do that. You can do just the two, going one. You don't have to do a circle. One going down into the ground. Pull that energy up. Then you can take and pull the beautiful. It can be white. It can be gold, whatever energy, from the universe. And pull it down so it comes right down through your chakra, crown chakra, but also over you. And have that calm you. Both are very calming. This is a higher frequency. This is a lower frequency. But both can be calming. They're just a little different feeling. This grounds you more, when you take it from Mother Earth, it'll settle you so that you're more relaxed. This will actually energize you, taking from the universe up there. But very important. Make sure you ground yourself is so important. Take the time, to check in with yourself. We've all been very chaotic. Even I am in the middle of, we're just figuring out, we're going to put our house in the market and looking for new land. And let me tell you, I get caught in the forever searching online and getting all chaotic and like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And I got to do all this stuff. And oh my gosh, look at all this stuff I got to go through. I got to turn this back into what it was, which wasn't an office. It was a bigger walk-in closet, So I myself am having issues. And that's something, it's okay to admit that too. It doesn't matter if you've been in this business never, or you just started out, you're just starting on your spiritual path, or you've been in this business for 40 years. It doesn't matter. Everyone has issues. Everyone needs to, take a look at where they're at. And that's something that I always preach, because I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. We all are in this together. We all really have to take part, right? And we have to keep ourselves healthy. How am I going to go and help someone? How am I going to help you, a client, anyone, if I am not healthy myself, right? So that's where you also need to remember? How are you going to help all your friends, or if you are in business, your clients, or anyone else, your family, if you're not stable yourself? So make sure, please, to check in with yourself, see how you're doing. Get outside. I know people say it all the time. Same with meditation, meditate, but actually I think getting outside in nature is more important. If you are just trying to be stable, get outside in nature, ground yourself. Meditation is important, so is journaling, but that connection in with earth is really going to help you really quite a bit. And I know, like, a lot of us are stuck in where you can't, go really much further than your yard. Well, you have your yard, or on your balcony. Open the window, even if you have nowhere. Just open the window. Look out. You can even bring dirt inside. Get a plant. Put your hand in the dirt. I mean, there's so much you can do connecting with your plant. Just be beautiful. And I think about that. I say to so many people, especially my group members that I love so much, that you are all so beautiful. I always say, hi, beautiful, and oh my gosh, you guys are beautiful. We're all beautiful, right? We've all get this beautiful, loving energy. And I absolutely love when I see it coming from you guys. It makes me so happy. I think that's one of the things that makes it so worthwhile doing everything. I mean, gosh, can be so busy where I feel like I don't have any downtime. And all I have to do is get a message from one of you guys, and it makes it all worthwhile. So thank you. Thank you, thank you. And that's another thing I should point out. Don't be afraid to reach out for help, okay? Because you have plenty of people. I'm here, and I'm sure you have plenty more. We have a wonderful community, and I think I'm done blabbing. So much love, guys. Have a wonderful Tuesday. See ya.